Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. News breaking today about Fonnie Willis's case in Georgia, or I should say not breaking, leaking today, that there are links, text messages, emails linking the Trump campaign to the breaking into the election machines in Georgia. So that story basically goes, there were a group of officials that went into one of the Coffee County election offices and then gained access to the Dominion voting machines. And text messages and other documents obtained showed Trump allies were seeking access to those voting systems by mid-December, when there were demands to provide proof of widespread fraud. Coffee County was specifically mentioned on December 18th in the draft executive orders for seizing voting machines that were drafted for Donald Trump. Giuliani, in the same meeting that they drafted those executive orders, alluded to a plan to gain voluntary access to those same machines. Days later, the Coffee County elections official, let me see if I can get the name here. Sorry for the quick pause. Misty Hampton was the election official, and she had shared a written invitation giving them permission to come down and visit the election office and take a look at the machines. And then she and another elections official known as Kathy Latham allegedly helped Trump operatives gain access to the county's voting systems. A fun fact for Kathy Latham is she also served as a fake elector in Georgia. So we now have a connection between the Trump administration and the officials trying to find voter fraud, working with county officials in Coffee County to gain access to the voting machines. This was being represented by the Trump team as an organic grassroots effort by people who knew there was something wrong and brought forward to them, when in fact they were being reached out to and working, basically conspiring with each other on this. So expect that those two names, Hampton and Latham, are probably going to be among the 16 indictments, because, you know, you're a fake elector for one, and then you're in on this too. I don't care what you told the prosecutors, you're not getting full immunity for that. You're hip deep in it, hun. For entertainment purposes only. How is, what I want to first ask, how is this going to impact the trial here? These notes here. Okay, so we've got the Four of Swords as the signifier. I think this is kind of information that's been sort of sitting in the background, but it's ready to be released, or it's now being released. And you know, I'm drawn to the stained glass here. The stained glass, kind of showing what's going to be happening with this whole process. They've been sitting on this, and you know, you let the Trump team go public with all their excuses, and then you bust out emails showing that they were lying in the public. It really undermines the defense that Trump and his lawyers might put together, because now you can just show that they've been lying the whole time. And if they've been lying about this, the jury's kind of allowed to make assumptions. What else are they lying about? You know, there's that concept that if you've been lied to once, you can continue to be lied to. I don't know if that works in criminal cases. I know it works in civil cases. And fighting the good fight, fighting with advantage here. So I think they've been sitting on this information. They've been sitting quietly, and now they're ready for the fight to begin. Yeah, this is the calm before the storm, and here comes the storm. So yeah, this week is going to be quite a busy week for me with political readings in Georgia, for sure. In the past, Queen of Swords, Fonnie Willis, sitting on this information, waiting on it, waiting, being judicious. There haven't been many leaks coming from there, despite, you know, grand juries being done and jury foreman going on television and discussing the case. Nothing's really panned out of it. It's been an amazingly, maybe not like Jack Smith level of or a Robert Mueller level of non-information, but it's been pretty quiet. But she's been judicious in this. And now here comes the indictments. You've evaluated the Bush, and you know who's going to get indicted and who may get the deal on this. But that's happening. Chariot, yep, they're going forward. It's happening this week. I mean, of course it is. They blocked off the streets and said, keep your calendars clear. I don't think they've changed their mind, basically. We'll get those indictments this week. Page of Swords. Okay, so what this is telling me in the lesson to be learned is that the lower level people have been talking with Fani Willis. And these lower level people talking have helped her decide, who are the big fish and who are the little fish, and how to proceed with frying the big fish. This isn't going to be a little fish fry. This is going to be a big fish fry, which is why they have the RICO charges out there. And the outcome is, here it comes, and they're delivering the people. Maybe, the Knight of Cups might be, the deals that they've got for the folks that got immunity deals or partial immunity deals or made deals to limit their liability. But yeah, everything's coming forward with this. So there's sorrow and disappointment. This could very well be, I don't think this is some people are getting off, and aren't going to be held accountable. I think this is more you cannot believe how widespread this was. Again, they're doing a RICO type trial with this, which means that there are a lot of people impacted, and it's a giant conspiracy, and they're going to make all those connections with the conspiracy. And it's got to be so disappointing that, Fani Willis probably has worked with some of these people in political campaigns, so on and so forth, and just to see the level of corruption and what people will resort to in order to advance their political agenda, advance their political careers, self-enrich. Obviously it's going to depend on the person, what they're looking for, or some combination thereof. But yeah, we'd like to think in America we're better than this. Apparently we're not, and we're not even remotely close to being better than this. Again, this is generally trashing on the GOP, but the Democrats could be equally guilty of it. Ultimately, you've got to get money out of the politics, because that's what's drawing a lot of these sociopaths to these positions. Not all of them, but a lot of them. You get the money out, the sociopaths, if they want power, sure, but at least you get the wealth part out of it, or you can try and minimize the wealth part, or if they, they're caught, just hammer them with it. Yep, there's the 6 of coins just popping up as I'm shuffling. Yep, because it's all about the money. They want the money. Power's nice, but money gets you the power. All right, so Ms. Misty Hampton, what's in store for you with this revelation? For entertainment purposes only, Misty Hampton, she's the election official who sent the invites out. We've got the moon card. Her secrets are being revealed. Oh, dear bitty Christmas. What a 1-2 punch. You're going to find out she's a huge Trump supporter. She drank so deep from the Kool-Aid. And she might be Ginny Thomas levels of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Double major arcana. She's going to be a key figure in this one. I expect that she's going to get a lot of time for this, because they're basically going to point to her as being a ringleader in all this, and a voluntary one at that. Yep. Okay. So there's her role with the election, the stolen election, and thinking that, oh my God, I could be this famous person helping out Donald Trump and showing that the election was stolen, and then inviting people in there to basically breach the machines. And I don't know what she thought they were going to find. I mean, I don't get it. That you don't reach out. It would be like us reaching out to Biden or Hillary and saying, go get those machines. That's something for the FBI to do, right? You want the FBI involved in this, not a political machine, because the political machine will just be accused of bias. But we never said that they were working with the best and the brightest, right? Just the most passionate. Third major arcana, the Hanged Man. Oh, dear me. Somebody's getting thrown under the bus for this. She is going to be thrown under the bus big time. Expect Trump and his lawyers are going to say, oh, we had nothing to do with it. It's all her idea. We just, they invited us down. We just took her up on her offer. They are going to throw her under the bus big time. This could be her thinking, I was seeing the election. I saw the stolen election. But I think it's both. She's an acolyte. She thought she saw the stolen election. She was going to help with that. They are going to throw her under the bus. They're going to throw her under several buses. She's going to have Pirelli written all over her back by the time this is done. Shall we go for 4 of 5 major arcana? The Magician. In this case, they tried to create the illusion that there was election interference. I wonder if we haven't gotten information about them actually being able to manipulate the machines. Because they talked about how the machines were easily manipulated. I wonder when they broke in there if they showed that they could manipulate it. If that's the illusion, then we have the illusion of that. That, or she's the one who helped. If it's not that, then this what it's saying is she was a central person in allowing for these guys to come in and take a look at those machines. Good Lord. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 cards are major arcana. The Lovers. This is the lesson to be learned from the Magician. She tried to manifest. Yeah, I think this is more her manifesting this whole thing. She was fully on board with this. She was not coerced. She was not paid money. She did this because she wanted Donald Trump to be the president again, and she was going to do whatever she could to help manifest that. And if that's working with the Trump team, that's working with the Trump team. Yeah, they're going to throw her under the bus, and she's probably going to like it. That's kind of creepy. Oh, because why wouldn't we have another major arcana as an outcome? Justice card. Yeah, she is going to bear a very heavy price for this. It's interesting because, we're going to get Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump and all these other indictments. But if it weren't for this person, this whole thing doesn't happen. They're going to throw the book at her. King of Wands. This could be, this might be Rudy Giuliani. When you got the moon and Donald Trump and who was driving it, this is Giuliani or Sidney Powell. I think it was Giuliani because he was prominent in the election interference. Working with Giuliani to get this information through there. Oh Lord, that's yeah. All those major arcana, dear God. Yeah, she's gonna find. You're gonna find out she's a big player in this one. That's my prediction. We're all focused on the federal level. We're all focused on the Giulianis and the Sidney Powells and the Donald Trumps and so on and so forth. But they're powerless in Georgia without somebody in Georgia working with them to get them the access they needed to do the stuff they needed. They needed a gatekeeper to let them in. She's the Heimdall of Georgia, as it were, for this case. So it's not one of those sexy names that you're like, oh yeah, I feel so good that this person's going to get 8 to 12 years in prison type of thing. But this is the type of person who would more than happily interfere with future elections too. You're not dealing with an honest person here. And having this person pulled out. Now, mind you, Coffee County is a very red district, 70-30 Trump supporters type thing. So, you don't need a corrupt county official there. But if you want to prevent Coffee County from ever getting somewhat even close to purple, you need to maintain that person. And that person could have worked their way up the food chain in Georgia to the point where they could have been impacting other counties too. Or even get to the state government and impact elections there. So yes, get them. Get the... this is a more American military term. It wouldn't work with the Russians. But sometimes it's the non-coms. Yeah, the non-coms follow orders, but the non-coms also, your sergeants and such, or your petty officers if you're in the Navy, they wield a lot of power with the enlisted men because they're basically the quote-unquote generals, the leaders of the enlisted men. So, where you could think of Trump as the general and Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell as like the colonels and such. This is your master sergeant. This is your first sergeant type of person that you want to take out. All right, Miss Latham, Kathy Latham. Oh, you double dipped. Not only did you help those guys get in, but then you became a fake elector. I better not hear about you saying how you were duped into signing something. I don't want to hear that at all for entertainment purposes only, honey. You joined that willingly because you're a damn fool. Here we go with the major arcana again. You wanted this. You're just like, you and Kathy Latham, you're like the Ginny Thomas twins. Yeah, good Lord. What can you do? What can you do? You wanted this. And you can't went the fool went right to the agreements. You drank deep in the Kool-Aid. You joined the MAGA group, you joined the Trump group. You were a very willing participant in this election interference and this whole conspiracy. Don't call it collusion. Collusion isn't a legal term. Conspiracy is a legal term. All right. In the past, Four of Cups. Interesting. I think she was dissatisfied with the election results. She was dissatisfied with how things went in Georgia, and she wanted to do something about it. She wanted to be a pioneer in this process. So she joined in. She signed up for the army, for the MAGA army, because she was not happy with how things turned out. This is what happens when you let your ego rule your life. And you just can't handle the thought that somebody might have a different opinion than you. Because your opinion's better than theirs. Certainly the GOP would say that about the Democrats, right? Oh, the holier now Democrats, But it really, again, this comes down to that basic tenet of Democrats are what about them and Republicans are what about me. In this case, she's in the what about me? What about me and my feelings? And she had the big feels and she decided to do something about it because she couldn't stand the thought that, the Democrats were going to win. And Trump didn't. Queen of Pentacles is a current situation. Queen of Pentacles. She's sitting on some valuable information. But I think this is also just, generally speaking, this was her baby. This was her legacy for the world. She wanted to do something to help out. She made the agreements because she was dissatisfied. And here's how she could help. So now she was pregnant with the possibilities of what they could do together. But because of restrictive abortion laws, you can no longer terminate that pregnancy. You have to carry it to term, and the government's not going to help you with it. Your father's left, just like Misty there. Your father's left. He's abandoned you. He's not going to make child support payments. You're going to have to do this all on your own. Oh, and you're going to be in prison too while you're doing it because no food stamps for you. Because why would we want that? You wanted this. You got to give birth to it. The overarching situation. You can't be telling me she's happy about this. I know that Lena Rodriguez uses this card as the GOP. I think she was trying to get to the happy ending with the GOP in power and, Donald Trump's restored and MAGA takes over the world and everybody would be happy. I want to say that was her ideal. I don't think she's happy with her current situation, because that would be one way to say it. It's like, I did what I did and I'm proud. I mean, that could very well be. And it might be both. But I think what she really wanted was Trump to be back in there and America was going to be great again. That was her intent. And she's probably proud of that effort. That's not going to serve her well come sentencing time. But the lesson to be learned is, like Ginny Thomas, she might be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs too. I will be really interested to see how this all pans out for her. If she is shown to be into conspiracy theories and cults and things along those lines. If we assume for a second that she's not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, what this is saying is that she's just deluded. She only saw the good stuff. She didn't see the bad stuff. She didn't look the whole thing through. In this case, Seven of Cups is about illusions and delusions. She's delusional. She thought the GOP, Trump is going to be there and everything's going to be great. She's delusional. Outcome. Oh, you'll be doing some time, my dear. Outcome. She's going to find out that that all these efforts are going to lead to consequences, and it's going to be topsy-turvy. I really hope that this is not the case, but this would be like the type of person say, "Oh, you can't throw me in jail. I would never survive there. I'm a good Christian," or jail would be hard on me. No, you made your choices. You should have weighed the good and the bad when you had the opportunity, and now you get to pay the consequences. Again, maybe she's got something of value that she can give up to reduce her prison sentence, but she is absolutely going to prison. And maybe if she gives up a bunch of stuff, her prison sentence will be reduced by, I wouldn't even call that half. I'd say by a quarter or a third. So like if she got 8 years, maybe it gets reduced to 6 or 5 or something along those lines. But yeah, she's, but if we're not talking about compromise, then it's that realize that maybe her values weren't aligned with reality. And she's only now realizing the trouble that she's in. Like the real trouble that she's in. Emily D. Baker, if you're not familiar with her podcast, she's amazing. She's a former worked in the district attorney's office in LA for like 14 or 15 years. And now she's over in Tennessee and does the Emily Show podcast. Fabulous. Very, very entertaining lawyer providing commentary on court cases. And she would just, my God's name, I'm bringing up Emily D. Baker. This is just one of those things where this woman's she's crazy. She didn't think things through, and now she has to deal with the consequences on that one. I totally lost my train of thought. Underneath it, I don't want to. Maybe my train of thought will come back. Maybe I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Nine of Wands. Oh yeah, it's like now she's it's only now dawning on her the trouble that she's in. You got to be smarter than that. You just got to be smarter than that. So you got the Fool card, the Two of Cups being influenced by the Nine of Wands. Oh my God, there's more. It's, this is that look of like, oh my God, I can't believe I got caught with this. But the 9 is also not the 10. It's not the end. There's going to be more stuff we're going to find out about this person. Because she's done the fake electors, right? So maybe this 2 of Coins is showing how she's going to pay the price, not only for letting those folks in, but for the fake electors part. So let's throw in the fake electors part as well. I thought I was going to end it on this one, but now I'm going to throw on the fake electors, and maybe if I stall long enough, I'll remember what I was going to say about Emily Baker. If nothing else, I'm going to give her a free plug. Not that she needs it, but she's amazing. Go check out her channel. She's got these great glasses that she wears and dyes her hair like pink and blue and has this fabulous LED light show in the background. Absolute treat, an absolute treat. I haven't had much time to watch her podcast recently, but for those of you who know, you know. Just like when I recommend Bo, the fifth column. Those of you who know, know. And I've got those on my liked pages on my channel here, so it'll give you a quick way to go find them. On my subscriptions, I should say. Okay, fake electors. Miss Latham, Kathy Latham. What's going to happen with you and the fake electors in Georgia too? You got a double dose of, oh my God, you're in deep, deep doo-doo. Still entertainment purpose only, fake electors. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Maybe this is what she's trying to compromise on, is trying to get a little bit of sentence reduction with the fake electors and fighting. Yeah, so we've got some young person or somebody going forward with something to offer, trying to beat, but I know. To me, this is the D. Yeah, I think this is her. She's trying to fight off all these things that are coming out her way, and maybe if you come off with this offer of information, it'll give you an advantage when fighting off all these additional charges. That's where I'm going to go with this. What's underneath it? Yeah. Working in the background. She's going to talk about the people that she worked with in the fake elector scheme and spill those details. But this is not a King of Pentacles. This is a Page of Pentacles. It's not going to get her much of a reduction, which is why on that Two of Pentacles on that previous reading, it goes from high to kind of lower, like, 8 years to 6 years type of thing. Because she probably gets sentenced on both, and they're served not consecutively, but continuously. So you don't get like 4 years for one and 8 years on the other, which is 12 years total. You get 5 years and 8 years, and so the 5 years both run at the same time. Then you serve 3 more years for that 8-year trial. But okay, so here we go. In the past, the Hanged Man, just like Misty there, willing sacrifice for this. So she's going to be thrown under the bus. She'll have to admit the stuff that she's done, and then she's going to throw other people under the bus in order to get her sentence to be reduced. And there we go. There's your sentence reduction. She wants that sentence reduction. If she can get it, that's the deal she's looking for. And she'll go forward with information to help fight off these other charges. Maybe she realized that she's being tossed under the bus, so she tries to cut a deal. I do use this as my my flip card, or my trying to negotiate a better deal. My plea deal card. Yep, she'll reveal details. She's finally figured out that she's the bus. She's the one with the Pirelli marks on her back. And then just like showed up with Fani Willis with her indictments, the testimony that she's given, maybe she's already given it, and this is helping Fani Willis decide who else to charge. Probably, this could be her down here as this one pentacle that gets a little bit of a lesser sentence, but it's gonna let her know who the key players were in the fake electors in Georgia. It'll play a part in that. So yeah, she'll get her sentence reduction. Yeah, from 8 years to 6 years. Here's your, thank you very much for the little help that you gave us. Here's a 2-year reduction. Oh, thank you very much. I'm so appreciative, bitch. I wanted more. But, you got to work. You got to work at it. She's behind the scenes talking to get that reduction. So, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. There's your theme of the day right there. And just so much drama, so much emotion with all this. Can't you get over your big feels for 5 seconds and realize that Donald Trump is a horrible person? And the people that were putting him in power were doing horrible things to the country? I guess, if you're not a wealthy white person, you can see what's obvious in front of your face. But if you're a wealthy white person, those other things don't impact you, right? Because, hey, you got a big tax break. Hey, they're going to, the government's going to ensure that you can keep your societal status place. You don't have to work as hard to maintain it. And anything, it makes it easier for you to maintain it and move up. because you can do it on the backs of others. I don't get it. Not my jam. All right, 30-minute video. Thank you, everyone, for watching this extended version of the video. Thank you for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. It's going to be a busy week of Fonnie Willis indictments, and it's going to be fun, fun, fun for all of us. Get your popcorn ready. Good times are ahead, only because justice is finally here. Have a good one. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.